What's going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here. I'm sorry. I wanted to get this out to you guys earlier, but unfortunately, just life has been a little hectic. Kids are sick, work's been crazy, all that good stuff. But hey, I shouldn't make excuses, right? Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend, and hopefully, you guys were able to check out the blog yesterday. Lots going on. Holy smokes! But anyways, as you guys can see here, we are on my baby account, and we're gonna be running the Quasar trials and discussing on the minimum unlock requirements and the teams that we use for it. And then I'll have some footage for you guys as well. As everyone knows, we don't really know how to unlock them or when we should unlock them because there's not really a set guideline for it, right? So this is one of the reasons why I created this baby account to kind of see where those minimums were. And of course, I was really hoping to do it with my account. And yes, we did get him unlocked here at level 72, but it was unfortunate because I did still find it quite challenging. And if you're not level 72 and if you're like 80, it should be a breeze. Or I think when you turn 75, you get access to more gear tier and you get the purple, or no, sorry, the blue ISO 8 as well. So I feel like that makes a hell of a difference if you can get access to that, and it's gonna help a lot with the stats and stuff. But anyways, we do get it done though. It's just, yeah, it did take some time, and hopefully it helps at least somebody else out with regards to the minimum unlock. Because yeah, a lot of people, we're all in the dark here. We don't have no idea what level we should be when we try to aim for this thing, right? We are logged in for about 40 days on my main account, not my main account, on my baby account. So just so you guys are aware. So if you guys have played longer and you guys have more resources built up, that's even better. I gotta be honest with you guys. Between my main account and this one, I don't spend as much time as I should on this account, and it is too bad. It's challenging as well, but just in different aspects. But yeah, I'll try to maybe play a little more of it, and hopefully it helps you guys out as well when I can be a little bit more active. But yeah, the alliance even really that we're in is fairly casual, and yeah, I don't probably get as much rewards as a normal active player would. But hey, if we can do it in 40 days and you guys have more log time and you guys have more resources, I can't see why you guys can't get it done either. So hopefully it helps you guys out. You will also see that we use a combination of two different teams for this. So we're gonna basically have, if you guys have seen any of my beginner stuff, you'll see that these teams should look familiar because they were the basically first starting three teams that I was working on. We're gonna use Fantastic Four in conjunction with Brimstone, and Vigilantes is there as well, but we don't really use them. They're kind of just there for a sack wave, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the footage for the sack wave. But when we get to that specific node, you'll see why we need it, and it will make a little more sense then. But anyways, yeah. So these are the three teams that you need, and hopefully your characters are built up similarly to mine. I actually just got my Daemon to 6, and yeah, I was doing it originally. You'll see some of the footage. He's a 5, and then he's a 6. Yeah, you should be fine with a 5, but I ended up bringing him up, kind of right around finishing it, so it kind of worked out in my favor. But yeah, anyways, you'll also see that yeah, I could probably get more stars on on some of these characters. But yeah, Daemon was pretty much the MVP. Yeah, my Hellcat was pretty low. My Living Mummy could have been a bit stronger. I just don't have the stars on them. And Fantastic Four, they were a bit more balanced, but still, you can kind of tell Johnny and Mr. Fantastic were kind of lacking in stats as well. And Vigilante, yeah, they definitely need some work. But yeah, these are the three teams. I'm going to run the 10 different nodes so you guys can kind of see how I did it. And hopefully, hopefully it helps you guys out, right? Because, yeah, I do find that one of the reasons why I started this baby account was because there's nothing available for new players. All the envoys have access to all these end game players and all this other stuff, right? But anyways, yeah. So the MVP for this is Daemon Hellstorm. He is pretty much the best plug and play character, I think, at early stages. He's damn good in War. He's damn good in Crucible. He's damn good in Sentry Battle World, right, guys? Like especially with this current run of it and the glitchy bugs and all that other stuff. But yeah, you definitely want Daemon. And if you don't have him unlocked, he should be farmable sooner than later. Datamine's already indicated that he should be coming next with the other Brimstone members. So hopefully it's sooner than later, and then I can push him to 7. Right now, I stopped farming him in the seasonal store now because yeah, now once we caught wind of the fact that he was farmable, we weren't gonna waste our resources on that, right? It's just not really a smart use of it. So as I already said, yeah, those are the three teams. We'll quickly jump into the trials here. We're gonna reset this so you guys can see. Yeah, we were just kind of testing around with some stuff, but yeah, we're gonna need pretty much all the mods. As you can see here, you can't really see it now. It was 272,000 for the minimum unlock, and we did get Quasar unlocked at 276. So we barely just made it, but even then, you're gonna find it is quite challenging. There's lots going on. These nodes are like meant for gear tier 12 and up, and I think half my characters are under that. So yeah, we shouldn't have even done it. I think in the first place, maybe you need to be like a lot higher level, but level 72 seems to work just fine. Um, so we need pretty much all the mods except for these two. I found that Vile Rally. Oh, actually, we'll just yeah, like I said, gear tier 12, difficulty 3. It's gonna be 198 mods. Yeah, and yeah, that's gonna get us the minimum points at 276. Was our run, and that's the one we have. So you do have some cushion. You could probably take one more mod off, I'd say, and you'd probably be okay. But we want Vile Rally and the Forged in Fire because they're just brutal. The Crucible buffs are just insanity. And the Vile Rally, it was brutal because when you do that Daemon alt, you want some of those guys to have the defense down. Otherwise, they're not going to die, and then it makes things so much harder. And you'll see the footage here shortly here, but I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of it. And honestly, you could probably take maybe one more, just a few points off. And like I said, like we had an expected run score of 269, but we hit 276. So you need 272 to get Quasar unlocked. So we barely just skinned by the tip. So you might be able to take like maybe like the health mod, maybe the health one off, and you might be okay. But 30% of their health, like these guys don't have that much health to begin with, so I mean you're probably not missing out anyway. So I'd say just you don't want to do the whole run and then realize you're like 1,000 points short. At least that would have made me mad. But anyways, yeah, we were hoping that we would have a little cushion there, and maybe we could get him unlocked. But anyways, that is my Jarbo. I hope this helped you guys out. We will just quickly dive into the gameplay now so you guys can see what I did. Okay, let's get this party started because it's gonna be a long run. So our starting team is gonna be actually with Fantastic Four and Daemon, and you're probably wondering, whoa, Az, why do you have so many healers here? Well, there is one of the mods that if you leave any type of vulnerability, then they get a ton of buffs. So that's the reason why we have healer, and it also helps with the sustain. And then keep in mind here, I do run actually a couple of variations on the first couple of nodes, just so you guys get an idea of the combos you can use, depending or not if your teams aren't as big as mine. But I feel like for the most part, if your teams are bigger, it's going to work out better. I do feel like because I was only playing for 40 days, we didn't really get like the total benefit out of it. And if you've been playing longer, that's great. You're gonna breeze through this and you're gonna get Quasar. So right off the bat here, we want to make sure we can get some guys low enough health, because what ends up happening is you want to leave some low health guys so that when Daemon gets to his turn, he's gonna do what Daemon does best. He's gonna do his double tap. He's gonna throw that alt, and then he's gonna basically just swipe the entire board and clear it. Now keep in mind as well, if you do that and you land the killing blow, Daemon not only gets energy, but he also gets turn bar. So this is the reason why he becomes such a main crucial part of getting Quasar. We did try Vigilante actually on this node as well, and it actually didn't do too bad. Unfortunately, my Vigilante just aren't built as big as my Fantastic Four because I have been trying to prioritize on my arena meta, and I gotta make sure I can take advantage of that before all the other crazy meta changes happen. I don't think it's gonna impact us too much, but I will say this: in my current arena shard, I haven't seen a single Quasar. So having him unlocked maybe is a good thing. Maybe that can throw some people off because they'd be like, "Whoa, who the heck is this guy, and how does he have Quasar?" But anyways, yeah, so you guys see here, just do the double tap. Keep in mind, these guys are freaks. Like, it looks fairly straightforward and fairly easy, but these guys hit really hard when they do land a blow, and this is the reason why we want to make sure that we can get Daemon doing his double tap, because yeah, these guys hit freaking hard. And keep in mind as well here, when you have like 2 or 3 guys left, yeah, just try to get to cooldowns. Anybody that lands a killing blow will get energy as well. I think it's a mod whoever gets the killing blow gets an energy or something like that. So keep that in mind as well if you're trying to refresh your energy and you're trying to recharge everybody up. So Daimon, he doesn't have his ult here, but that's okay because we're going to use a special. And then when that kills somebody, he gets energy, and then he gets his turn bar as well. So it's a huge, massive percentage boost. We're going to jump into this node again, but we're going to throw Brimstone. And I'll show you guys the difference. Preferably, you want to make use of the war tags, right? Because there was a war modifier, and guess what? Guess who's a war team? Hello? Daimon's good in a lot of game modes, but guess what, guys? Guess what? He excels in war. So this is the reason why he's so good at, even right now, like we have his war buffs active because of the fact that there's a modifier for it. Actually, I feel like because of the war mod, it does make some of the characters harder for us, but I would still take the war mod because, like I said, if we had Quasar or Blastar, it would make things a lot easier, but a lot of people don't have those characters unlocked, right? So this is just like I said, to help people get through this node, and then they kind of have an idea, right? So once you get through the first one, nice and simple and quick. And yeah, we're gonna just speed up the second footage because it's fairly straightforward. I don't think there's any rocket science to the second team that we use. I mean, this is gonna be a very lengthy video anyway, so I'm just trying to speed up and give you guys some little bit of saving time here. But yeah, you can pause and see what the ISO 8s are. Yeah, for these ones, we don't care. We don't care about healers because we don't care about vulnerabilities because we have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is going to make Daimon hit like twice as hard, and you're also going to do these nodes like twice as fast. Unfortunately, we can't run Brimstone for the entire set of the 10 nodes because there are some character restrictions. You do have to use heroes, and unfortunately, Doctor Strange Heartless isn't a hero, so then you don't get that crit damage. But you guys can see here that Brimstone just absolutely crushes it, and yeah, I don't really have too many comments on that. We're gonna go back in now with node number 2 here with Brimstone as well, so you guys can kind of see it. I'm gonna slow this one down because we didn't watch the other footage, but I'll speed up the next alternate node 2 as well. I just want to kind of show the first 2 nodes to showcase the 2 different styles of teams you can use. But yeah, we're not going to do every single node with 2 teams. I'm just trying to showcase it so you guys know, like, hey, if you don't have Brimstone, it's okay. You may be able to do it Fantastic Four. And if you have Brimstone, then maybe you don't need to use Fantastic Four. So anyways, right off the get-go here, we got Green Goblin. And these guys are insane. So you want to make sure you can just start bleeding it out and watch. Even with Brimstone, watch this, watch this. They're going to throw their abilities, and honestly, the Brimstone team just gets absolutely wrecked here. So this is the reason why we had to take the Cosmic Crucible buffs off. We stood no chance here. Daimon actually gets pretty close to dying here, and he has a sliver of health. So RNG is going to be okay. Actually, you know what? For this one, I thought for sure I was going to reset it, but I just kind of kept playing through it to see how it went, and it was fine. So anyways, don't ever just back out until you play it through it, I guess. So as you guys see here, the first couple of turns are important because you're basically just soaking up the damage, but once we get through the damage and we get to Daimon's turn, he's blinded. But if he wasn't blinded, you get the point. So he's got barrier and whatever, and yeah, everyone just starts bleeding out now. And guess what? Once we get to Living Mummy, I love this guy. I love this guy. One of my favorite all-time characters. He's going to give everybody some barrier. He's going to get some heals back. And then, guess what? Now we're in a suitable position here. Whoa, hello, it's Daimon's turn. Now it's my turn to do some killing here. So he's going to wipe the entire board, but like what he does best. And now we're down to the last 4 guys. So never assume you're out until you've seen it done. And again, all we needed to do was get to Daimon's turn. So this is the reason why I said he's the quarterback. You will notice that when I go into the second battle, the same node, but we're going to use Fantastic Four instead. We're going to speed the footage up, but you kind of get the gist of it. Even with the sped up footage, you'll see that the Fantastic Four does have quite a bit harder time because of the fact that they don't have that damage that the Brimstone has. So it's a similar team to the one we used in the first node, but now we kind of just switch it up. And like I said already, you're going to notice that even though the team is a bit slower, the sustain's a lot better. Now remember, we also have 4 healer ISO 8s, and we have barrier as well. And that's just to prevent the vulnerabilities. So you're not going to see any vulnerability tags on these guys. And that's just so they don't get extra stuff from the mods. But you'll also see that I try my best to make sure that we can take advantage of Daimon's ult. So when Green Goblin's low there, he can do a double tap there. And again, like I said, If this was the Brimstone team, this whole board would have been wiped out. But we don't have that increased crit damage and the crit chance from Doctor Strange Heartless. So this makes it just a little tad harder. And of course, it can be problematic too if if these guys get going, then we can it gives them more time to recover, right? But Damon's still really good here. The problem is Peter B. Parker heals like a freaking mofo. So you don't never want to leave him alone. But again, we leave some guys there on the side so we can double tap, and then Damon gets all his energy back. If you don't double tap and he uses his ult, it's actually a pain in the ass. Like, he can't get back fast enough. You got that. This is why you have to make sure the timing is right. You can't just like assume that it's gonna kill him every time. But yeah, this is why Doctor Strange Heartless makes the team so good. Unfortunately, we just can't use Doctor Strange for every single node. But we do get through quite a few of them, and I'd say once you get to node 8, 7, and 8, then the last couple, even the ones with Mephisto, it's an easy one. You can ride through it because we have Doctor Strange, access to Doctor Strange Heartless. I think there's only about 5 or 6 specific nodes that have the hero restriction, but otherwise, yeah, you can see here, we just look, this is the issue with our damage, right? They heal so much because what ends up happening is when it gets to their turn, they cleanse all negatives, and then they heal 10% for each negative that they have on their health bar. So this is why it's a pain in the ass. Like, people that have maxed out characters that are just walking through it, I was just like laughing because I was like, oh man, my account is just struggling here with these guys. But yeah, it's kind of what it is, and everyone's kind of been through it, and you got to start somewhere. And there's nothing on YouTube. There's no guides on anything on what the minimum level for Quasar unlock should be. There's nothing on there. I tried looking. Trust me. I want to see, hey, like, can we do it at a level 72, or can it be lower? And of course, I couldn't find anything. But anyways, so we finished 1 and 2, and now I'm just gonna switch to the individual nodes with the individual teams. But yeah, you guys can kind of see now you got a good grasp of the teams that we're using here. And same thing. Node 3 is kind of similar as well, but now we're just, we're up against Nova, who's also quite tanky as well here. So we open up with the big ult so that we can apply the defense down. This is important because when Daemon gets to his turn, again, we want to make sure we can double tap here, right? So it does become quite a lengthy node, so I'm going to start speeding up the footage, and then I'll slow it down kind of near the end. So we try to just get everybody down there, and Nova, you're gonna see here, he's just so tanky. So we kind of just, once we get it low enough, Daemon does his thing. Never ult when it's just 2 of them. You always want to make sure when you ult, it has at least 3 or 4 people, or maybe even 5, just so it can do that double tap. And then kind of right near the end here, same thing, right? Wait till that last wave drops, and then we make short work of these guys. Leave Nova last. There's no point in going for him first. Everybody will melt before Nova dies, and you want to just make sure you leave him last because he does actually quite a bit of damage, and he does his ult and his stun, and then his resistance is so crazy because he has his charges, so he will be immune to basically everything here. And the secret here is if you guys keep targeting him here, he just keeps getting all his buffs back. It's absolutely insane what he does. So the secret here is you got to apply the trauma from Invisible Woman, and that's going to be her special. So as you're fighting him, he also revives as well, so it's kind of like annoying, but they give energy. So then, once he gets through his charges, then we can throw the trauma on him. I think I do it right after this one here. So yeah, we take a percentage of his health. Again, just really annoying, really super annoying. Franklin does his thing. We got the defense down now, great. And now we get to Invisible Woman. We're gonna throw the trauma on him, and then he dies. So then he can't get rid of the trauma. So that's kind of it there. So that is. Yeah, that is node 3. That's node 3. And now this is node 4. Same thing. We're actually going to switch up a strategy here now because this one actually becomes quite more difficult with Fantastic Four. So what you want to do is you want to bring your Brimstone out. And I do remember, is this the one? I think this is the one where my living mummy, he just dies because he's too low in health, so I have to reset it. But make sure he doesn't actually die, because you're going to need him later on. If he dies on you, make sure you reset it. I didn't care. I was running it again because I was doing the alternate footage, so it didn't matter. I didn't care about it. But anyways, yeah, so he's kind of low here. You want to open up with a big ult. That's gonna bring a lot of people down to health here, and you got to be careful here because that Thanos is pretty close to release here, and he's gonna take care of our living mummy, which is kind of crappy because I wish I didn't play it bad and kept his health low, but you want to make sure their characters are a little better health than mine. So, anyways, we throw the ult so that way we can strip some of the negatives, and I thought for sure he was gonna die right here, but he actually like lives for surprisingly quite some time, which is kind of funny. So it goes to show you how tanky he is, even with such low stars. So once you're done that, then again, right, when it gets to Damon's turn, there's some low health guys. Then you can kind of use a special, and he's gonna be able to bust down some of these guys. Fantastic Four worked as well on this node, but the Brimstone one I just found it to be a lot better. So we get to Living Mummy's turn, and then yeah, we throw the you want some heals back. So it doesn't matter if you use the special or the alt, just get some heals back to everybody. I like the special is good for defense defense up, and the ultimate is good for if you want to get some speed up so they can go turn faster, more speed for the team. Yeah, but it really doesn't matter which one you go here. So yeah, Living Mummy's down again. But yeah, Daemon does Daemon. He's gonna double tap these guys here. It's gonna clear the board. He's gonna give him energy, and then the next wave drops. So again, don't ult, just use a special. It's fine here. We're going to take some good chunk of her health down. And then we have Black Cat, or not, sorry, Black Cat, Hellcat. She's got her amazing alt, and I throw it on Captain Marvel so we can get the heal block and the disruption. You don't want her healing; it's just really annoying. And then yeah, finally our Living Mummy goes down. That's okay. We were okay with that. We just kind of said, you know what? I didn't care. Like I said, I was running the alternate footage. So then we throw the alt here. And I do apologize here. I had to switch over to my computer for like a brief second because my phone kind of died. So just so you guys are wondering like why the footage looks a little different afterwards. But yeah, just so you guys are aware of it. So we do clear it, and that's node number 4. So now we're almost halfway, and as you guys can see here, we're slowly gaining those points. Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. So it is doable for sure, and then yeah, we're up against another easy one. That you can kind of see what's ahead, and those are easy. So now we actually switch back into the normal, the no restriction, and sorry, yeah, you're gonna see that we're able to double tap them pretty smoothly because of the fact that we have Doctor Strange back with us. And yeah, you're going to see that there is such a huge damage difference when he is on the board. We also switched Daemon from Healer ISO 8 back to his Raider as well for that extra crit. But watch, this is just going to clear everything. Like, they don't even do the double tap because it's so strong. And then Daemon does it again. It's just, yeah, it's absolutely bonkers how much damage he does. So, there you go. See? And then, yeah, he just keeps going. So, this is the reason why he's absolutely broken. So every time he gets a kill, he gets energy, and on top of that, he also fills this turn meter bar, turn seat bar, whatever you call it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, in Doctor Strange, yeah, you can just auto save his alt because you're gonna need his alt later on. But yeah, it's a good idea, like I said, to just make sure that you just basic everything else. And yeah, Daemon does. He should be the one attacking because he gets so much energy back. So yeah, yeah, again. The hardest node out of the entire trial is probably node 7 because that's the one that requires the sack wave. And then once you get through 7, you can pretty much do the whole thing with your eyes closed. But yeah, this one was pretty easy too. 5, I'd say 5 is probably next to like with number 1 as being one of the easiest ones. But 6 is no, this one's okay as well because we have Doctor Strange, like I said, and we make short work of him. So yeah, so like I said, we had to. Do the alt there, and yeah, nobody really dies, and you can kind of tell because no one dies. You can kind of tell Daemon loses quite a bit of steam, and this is the situation you don't want. But unfortunately, it kind of is the way it goes sometimes. And yeah, and then we kind of slot in Franklin here as well because we don't have Living Mummy. But yeah, if you do have Living Mummy, please bring him because he's gonna offer the heals and stuff. We do bring him back later, so don't worry. I just run it again later. But yeah, that was kind of my oopsies. So I kind of just said, oh, whatever, no big deal. So yeah, but either way, I'm still pretty solid. Yeah, then we throw the, yeah, you just want to save your cooldowns. And Daemon can just basic. Yeah. Alrighty. Alrighty. And yeah, when the next wave drops, you want to just make sure that you can do a little bit of damage before you double tap it. But yeah, Daemon's, yeah, he's, I think we're going to alt here. So people die, turn bar. And yeah, don't throw your alt here. Just throw the special. The special will get you 4 energy back. And then yeah, it says turn again. And yeah, you can throw the alt. the alt will get him 8 energy back. It's basically 2 energy per kill. So he'll have his ultimate and everything ready to go. And there you guys have it. So that was 5 and 6. Those are probably like right middle of the pack. Is probably those two are probably the easiest two, I would say. And then yeah, this is now we're getting into 7, which is, in my opinion, the hardest node out of the entire trial section. And if you get to 7, 8, 9, and 10 will be a breeze. I lied to you guys. 7 is not the hardest. It's 8 that's the hardest. Once you get through 8, then 9 and 10 are easy. 7 is like in the middle. It's not bad. But again, here we changed up our lineup because now I couldn't do it. So I had to go back in time, and I had to bring in Living Mummy now. But you want to make sure some of these characters, like some of mine are pretty dead. Just, heal better. Make sure they have some good RNG as well. Living Mummy is tanky, but yeah, you still want to make sure that, your Franklin and your Sue, they're ready to go. Because, yeah, you don't really know when you'll need them. But you'll see what I mean when this wave drops. It also sucks because they have the taunts. So this is the reason why we went with 2 taunters. We throw the big alt. Just kind of sucks a little bit because nobody dies. And then, like I said, you kind of lose a lot of steam. When Daemon doesn't get the kill in the tap, then it gives the opponent the chance to kind of take their turns on us. But luckily for us, like I said, we do have like some pretty nice Brimstone members. And yeah, they have the War Buffs active. So that's kind of nice there. You just have to take a little bit of a beating, and that's why Mr. Fantastic's here. I did try with Franklin, and he is faster than some of these guys when he goes. But then the problem with Franklin is he's just too squishy, and I kept him. His health was pretty low here because I wasn't really I wasn't smart. I was just trying to get through the nodes, and of course I didn't care. So, anyways, that's kind of my fault. But anyways, we get back here, and then we have Living Mummy. So we throw the alt there. He's gonna get some energy back as well because he gets to kill some people. And then we have that fueling Daemon as well. When somebody dies, he also gets more turn meter as well. Or turn bar. Speed bar, what you're calling it. His speed bar gets filled, I guess. Alt here. And yeah, see, more energy for Daemon. And I can't say enough about Brimstone. Like, we already know they're a kick-ass team in Sentry. They're a kick-ass team in War. But, yeah, they kind of just blew my brains when I realized that this is the team you need to minimally unlock Quasar. So I kind of laughed and chuckled, because everyone keeps saying, like, oh, like, I don't want to build Brimstone, or they're not a team that you should be building early on. And I'm just like, no. We need Daemon. And we can farm actually quite a few of their character shards, right? Like, we have access to Elsa and I think Doctor Strange. So the only ones we're kind of missing is Daemon, Hellcat, and Living Mummy. But they're coming to the game, right? They're coming to the game. It's already been in the data mines. We've already talked about it. So hopefully it's next week. I'm really sad that the blog didn't say anything about it, but it is what it is. So, okay. So again, you want to make sure if you get to Daemon's turn, someone's low enough health, this is gonna double tap them. It's gonna clear the whole board for us, I think, probably. We're pretty damn close. There's another 2-3 guys that are gonna drop after this, and then yeah, again, we'll just use the special because that's gonna kill off Alondra. That's gonna give us 2 energy, and these are the last remaining 3 guys. Yeah, like I already said, apologies on the. I had to switch over to my computer because my phone died, and then of course with the recording on the computer, it's always a little different from the game side of things when you don't see the full screen. So you guys can't even see how many enemies are left, but on my screen I can see it. It says there's about 2, so these are the last 2 that are left. And yeah, like I said, apologies for that. Special is gonna kill, I think, Howard, and then yeah, we're just gonna basic to save our cooldowns, and that's node 7. So this was not bad. Now we're gonna go into node 8. after, which is the one that requires a sack wave, and we're gonna use Vigilante for that. You don't necessarily need to use Vigilante. Excuse me, sorry guys, but I used it because they're kind of like for some reason I thought we were gonna need them, and then by the time I realized we were at Node 8, and I was like, wait a second, if we get through this one, we can get through the rest like a joke, because the other ones are Node 10 has the Mephisto, and then Node 9 just has a whole bunch of squishy people that can get, Daemon, bait, bomb, right? But this is the one that's a doozy because we have the Super Scroll, we have some Cosmic Crucible characters, we have, like they're just, they're pay the ass. And trust me when I say it, if you have the Cosmic Crucible buffs on when these ones are on, it's a pay in the ass. So, okay, so apologies guys. I for some reason didn't get the footage for the sack wave, but it doesn't matter. So what happens is you throw your vigilantes in here, and they basically just soak up the Super Scroll's ult. That's kind of all they need to do. So then we jump back in here, and you can kind of see because of the vigilante effort. Now we have some guys that are low enough health for us, and Super Scroll has used his ult. Lizard has used his ult. Craven has used his ult. Basically, you just want a team in here to soak everything up. So we're going to throw the special here. Everyone's going to die now. And then, of course, we're going to go in here with Daemon's bomb. That's going to clear the board for us, and the rest is history. So if you, I'm sorry. I thought I had the footage for it, and I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. So apologies there. Must have got deleted or something, or it might have just been. Yeah, there's been lots of. I kind of pieced a lot of pieces here and there together because this was like a lot. It was a process. I was trying to get it done during work time, and then of course as well things pop up, and then you get rushed into meetings, and then of course Marvel Strike decides to have events and stuff as well, like like the other stuff that was going on, like the Sentry and stuff, and of course I had to kind of prioritize making Sentry videos and stuff before I got to the Quasar stuff. Anyways, apologies for that. So once you do clear the Super Scroll, it's pretty much an easy dealio for this node. Again, we're going to do the Daemon Bomb. That's going to clear us. That's going to kill a couple guys extra. Hercules drops after this one, and then there's another one that drops with them. Excuse me. We throw the stun because we try to throw the stun. I think it has a touch of brawler, and then it'll stun. But unfortunately, in this case, it doesn't matter because there's no brawlers there. And then the special will kill, and then we can basically just use the special there, and everybody's got, like, I don't know, they're dead. They're dead. So we make short work of it. And I wish I could show you the sack wave. It was pretty important because if you don't use it, the Super Scroll just absolutely destroys your Brimstone. That's kind of but I guess if you guys try it, you'll kind of see what I'm saying. It's pretty rough. So it's pretty rough around the edges. So okay. So anyways, so we go into basically the last two nodes, and I'm gonna just speed it up because there's not really anything to it. It's just literally Doctor Strange is here now, and he's like, hey guys, just chill out, all right? Me and my fancy cape are gonna do this all for you guys. Basically just bombs, and it's crazy. It's if they didn't make that restriction on Doctor Strange, I'm pretty sure we could just plow through it. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next set of Quasar when it comes back, because I'm gonna have a bigger Doctor Strange. He's gonna be ready for this. Anyways, so kind of nice. Once we do get Quasar unlocked as well, we'll be able to use them for the next time. And also keep in mind as well, with Quasar being unlocked, that also means we have access to using him for Blast Star trials, which is most likely going to be, I'm thinking it's probably going to be not next week, but maybe the week after. They seem to have this pattern of repeating all of it right now. And then it'll be interesting to see what they do with Thunderstrike. So anyways, as you guys see here, we make pretty short work of it. The last and final node is the Mephisto one, and honestly, it's a freaking joke because, as I already said, we have Doctor Strange and his fancy cape kicking ass for us, and the crit damage that he brings to the table is just absolute bonkers. Mephisto doesn't even take a freaking turn. So we do the Altair, that's gonna drop everybody, and then we do it again. That's gonna drop everybody. And then we get to the final node, and yeah, Daimon does Daimon, and then yeah, we just throw the stun, and I think that's kind of all she wrote. So then, and then he dies off. Yep, see, done, just like that, nice and easy. 9-man Fizzle was a lot easier than the Sentry one, huh? Hey guys. So, anyways, that is it. So we got the 272 we need. That's all we need for the milestones, and as I already said yeah, you can get him minimally unlocked. With hopefully with this guide that helps you guys out, and again, it's a 40-day account. It's not anything crazy, so I guess we do have access to him pretty early on, about a month and a bit. And yeah, like I already said, I know over the vast majority of people, they already have him unlocked if they were playing the game, and they just kind of gave it to us. But man, they really made it hard for newer players to get access to him, and I know a lot of people don't have access to him unless they bring up all their other characters. I kind of have his head chopped up there. Sorry about that. But anyways, guys, yeah, I feel like for the most part, hopefully this has helped you guys out. Hopefully someone found this beneficial. I'm gonna work on leveling them up and using them for the next trials. But otherwise, guys, it's been a pleasure. I will catch you guys in the next one.